Hi, Deb Motti here. Today I want to expound upon something that I talked about in another video, and that was filters. And really want to get to the heart of knowing, is your self-esteem at a point where you know that you can do it, that you know you can be successful, or are you still floundering in that, I'm not sure? Let's talk a little bit about success and failure. I want you to think, and if you're at a place where you can write this down, write down 3 successes you had this last week and 3 failures you had this past week. Write them down. Now my guess is immediately most of the people listening to this video very quickly thought of the 3 failures and maybe more. It just boom, they jumped right out. And successes, you're going, boy, this week I don't think I had any successes. You really couldn't think of any. And I'm here to tell you that's okay. And that's because of your filters. It's because of how you were raised. Think about this. As you were growing up, let's say you were behaving. You were at a family event, or you were out at a play and you behaved. You were really good. Did anybody say anything to you? Did anybody say, wow, you were great today. That was wonderful. You behaved so well. We'd love to go and do some more things. Most people probably didn't get that feedback. Now think of an event. You're out and you misbehaved. You didn't meet the expectations of the adults around you. I bet the gavel came down pretty hard. I bet there were a lot of people with a lot of emotion, a lot of energy, telling you to sit down, behave, stop fidgeting, and there was this anger, this emotion, and those feelings. The music behind their words was very, very aggressive. And so when you think about that, people very quickly can associate with those negative behaviors, with those failures, because people really brought them up. Think about grades. Let's say you came home with grades and you had all A's and you had a C. Now, did your parents and family and friends really get excited about all those A's and show everybody, look at all the A's they got, look at all the A's they got? Or did they say, hey, what happened? How come this isn't an A? What's the C here for? What happened here? Did they focus on that one little area and pick at it and pick at it and pick at it with some negative emotions, some strong emotions, some huge concerns, instead of really expounding on and praising you for all those A's and what a great job you did? If you were raised like many people, people focused on what didn't go so well. And they focused on it with a lot of energy, and so as you grew up with those filters, now what you focus on, it's that law of attraction. What you focus on, you bring about. So I want you to really think about your successes. Failures are good because you learn from them, absolutely. But you really need to start giving yourself credit for successes. If you exercise, if you're an avid person who exercises every single day, and one day you don't exercise, do you remember the 29 days that you did exercise? And give yourself credit for getting up and going to the gym or going jogging or going biking and exercising? Or do you go, oh my gosh, I missed a day. Oh my gosh, I missed a day. And start beating yourself up over missing a day. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start a couple of things to really get you on the path of getting focused on your successes. Number 1, create a victory log. I want you to get a journal. And a journal, just a notebook, scrap pieces of paper even. Doesn't have to be anything formal or fancy. Get a place, it can be scrap pieces of paper and a box. And every day, write down successes. Every single day. Doesn't matter how big or small the success was. I got out of bed on time today, especially for those of you who aren't morning people. I put my feet on the floor and I was excited. It can be anything. It can be, if you're in college, I got great grades. If it's, you're a parent, you really responded positively and kept the energy high and positive in your household. It can be anything at all. Any successes at all. Write them down, no matter how big or small. And just keep them in that journal, keep them in that box. The important thing is that box is going to be there because you're going to have a bad day and you're going to beat yourself up someday. And that's the day I want you to grab your journal or grab that box and pull out and look at all the great things, all the successes that you've had. You know, maybe you helped a friend get through a critical issue. You're going to pull it up and go, I am good. Wow, I do have successes. And it's going to bring you right up. Other thing I want you to do is to start spending some time with yourself in front of a mirror, preferably, because the most important conversation you have is with the person looking back at you in that mirror. I want you to have some very positive self-talk. I want you to look in that mirror and I want you to talk to that person. I want you to talk about all the good stuff that you've done. I want you to talk about the goals that you've set. I want you to talk about the people that you've helped. You know, I want you to get the good thoughts just naturally flowing through your mind. Do that on a daily basis. Every morning when you get up, every night before you go to bed. Just a minute or 2 minutes in front of that mirror, looking straight into your own eyes. That's the most important conversation you will have for the entire day. Do that every day. Do it for a couple of months. And you will see suddenly your world will start changing. Your thoughts will start changing. When your thoughts and words start changing, your actions start changing, the world around you starts changing. So positive self-talk. So do your journal, positive self-talk in the mirror preferably. Also, most people in the world, I believe the statistic is around 80% of the people in the world are visual learners, okay? That means you need to see something. You need to see it in order to get it. You don't need to hear it, and you don't need to touch it or feel it or do it. You need to see it. So I want you to, wherever you spend the majority of your day, or in different places, you know, if you move around a lot, put some pictures. Put some pictures, put some things that remind you of successes. Here's a good example. Right here, over here, I have a little trophy, okay? And it's a Peak Performer Award that I received from a company that I work with. And I just keep it handy there. It's a nice visual that says, you've got it, okay? So, you know, maybe you don't have a trophy like that, but you have something. You have pictures of your family. You have pictures of your friends. You have a great vacation you went on. You have something. Just put them around. Put them, you know, in the bathroom mirror. Put them on your desk. Put them on the refrigerator. Put them in the kitchen. Doesn't matter. Put them where you're going to see them to really start, you know, decorating the space around you that really reminds you of your accomplishments, your successes. It can be anything. It can be a card you received from somebody. It can be birthday cards that you received from a friend you haven't talked to for a while. It can be anything. Okay, now the final challenge for today. I want you to grab a piece of paper. Actually, it'll take you probably 2 or 3 pieces of paper, depending on how many lines there are. And I want you to spend time, about 20 minutes, no more than a half an hour, and write down 101, not 100, not 99, 101, like the Dalmatians, 101 successes that you had in your life. Take the time to write them down. Handwrite them preferably, because that gets into your brain a little better than typing them on the computer. If you really prefer on the computer, that's fine. But handwriting them down really puts it into memory, into your memory, and it stays there really well. So write those down, and then you're going to keep that handy as well. So on those days when you're beating yourself up because you will slip, and that's okay, folks. Don't beat yourself up because you slipped. Just grab the journal, grab your 101 successes, look at it and go, wow, I've had a lot of successes, and I know a lot more successes are to come. So hopefully that helps you to really get back into that self-esteem, to know that you can do anything you put your mind and focus on. So have a great day. Appreciate you being with me today.